Imagine it's a dark winter evening. You've walked many miles from one town to another. You're cold and tired, and you finally see it. A warm, open tavern at the edge of town. You go up the stairs and you reach for the door, but then you feel another hand on top of yours. You look up and see Legolas wanting to enter the tavern at the same time. Oh, it's about to be an interesting evening. So yeah, imagine you're at an Elvish tavern somewhere in Middle-earth with Legolas. Inside you see many elves, some men, and a few dwarves in the corners of the tavern. Suddenly you hear the bartender yelling something at you and Legolas. Daro an ith si, which means stop for rest, here. Let's take a look at the various components of this phrase. The first word, daro, comes from the verb stem dar, meaning to stop or to hold. An is a preposition meaning for, or more commonly, to. Fortunately, they both make sense here. Then, eve is a noun meaning rest, peace, even tranquility. I really like how some Elvish words show us the philosophy of the Elvish way of living. With this word, eve, we see that resting essentially requires peace and tranquility. You can't just scroll on TikTok and say that you're resting. It doesn't work that way, right? Anyway, the final word, si, means here. However, it also kind of includes the meaning of now. So it's like one adverb that combines the meaning of right here, right now, in this place, in time and space. But overall, it's a nice and simple sentence. Also, keep in mind that what we're learning here are just some fun phrases and words that you can impress your friends with. If you really want to master Sindarin, including all possible theory, grammar, samples from Tolkien's works, and useful phrases, check out my full Elvish course in the description. Now, after the invitation from the bartender, Legolas starts walking to the counter. But since he's very polite, he says to you, Tolo dingin. That means, come with me. Feels nice, right? You can of course thank him for that. But for that, let's use a phrase we haven't learned yet. The phrase that we've learned before, Hangnon le, comes from the movies. One user of Parvedelen suggested that a better phrase might be Annon alen, literally meaning I give thanks to you. As you can see, it shares similar roots to Hangnon le, but the word alen seems to be a more standardized way of saying to you. Now you're at the counter. For ordering things, I would use the word anin. It means to me or for me. And as you may have noticed, it shares a similar structure to allen, to you, right? See the similarity? Anyway, in this situation, this word can basically be used as please, right? Like, I'd like something. I theorize that you can use this word basically before or after a noun. So now the question is, what would you like to order? It seems that elves have a strong preference towards one type of alcoholic drink, wine. Why not order it as well? The best translation for wine that we have seems to be miru. It is Neo-Sindarin, but it does come from some reputable sources. Also, in one of the previous lessons, I've touched on miruvor, which is a reviving cordial made by the elves of Rivendell. And as you can see, these two words share similar linguistic roots. And if you feel confident enough, you can order for Legolas and yourself. You can do that by saying to us or for us, amen. So, miru amen, that will be my way of ordering wine casually for a few people. After a long journey, you might also want to order something else. Something very specific, but it is a little something that some people swear by. I'm talking about broth. There is a word for broth in Sindarin. In most sources, it's salv, sometimes also half, but let's go with the first one. It also means soup or just stew, any type of liquid food that can warm you up after a long journey. And if you're not into alcohol or food, I've got something else you could order. The word for juice is baad. There are other ways of saying it, but this one is my favorite. It can also just mean something like syrup, which is perfect for this sort of old school tavern setting. You can just perfectly visualize the consistency that this drink would have, right? Anyway, order whatever you'd like, either one of these things or something that we've covered in the lesson about Elvish food names. So let's say you've ordered your drink. Now it's time to sit and talk with Legolas. What an opportunity, huh? Now, to learn more Sindarin Elvish, to actually be able to talk to him, check out my other Elvish lessons or my full course in the description. Anyway, that's it for today. From now on, I want to make shorter, but also more concise and specific, contextual sort of Sindarin lessons. But yeah, I want to get back to making them consistently, so look out for them. But for now, thank you for today and see you next time. Na vaer.